I said, well, I don't know anything about motors, but I'll check inside and maybe find someone there who can help you.
Right.
So we went on in and sat down, saw a young man sitting at the counter, and he was eating supper.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'd never seen this young fella before. He had no ID on his clothing, no identification,
Right.
and his clothing were nice and clean. But I walked up to him and said, I didn't ask him, I just said, "You are a mechanic."
Hmm.
And he said, "Yes, I am." I told him about the car outside. He immediately walked away from his food and went outside. In 2 or 3 minutes, he was back, and he said, "The lady is now on the way home."
Hmm.
The young man ran the gas station place across the parking lot from Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me, he said, "Come by sometimes and I'll give you a free wash and polish job."
Right.
Of course, I never did that,
Right.
but something kind of odd. While he was outside getting the car started for the lady, someone picked up his check for his supper and paid it.
Hmm.
I wonder who that was.
I wonder.
Yeah, but anyway, I just thought I'd share that story.
Well,
that-
thank you for sharing that
young
story with
man.
us.
You know, we hear so much bad news. It's really good to hear how the Lord used the young man
Mm-hmm.
to help the lady who was getting kind of desperate
Yeah.
because night was coming on,
Right.
and there she was. The car wouldn't start.
Yeah.
I don't know what he did.
Mm-hmm.
If my memory serves correct, the battery cable had come loose.
Okay.
So he tightened it up and the vehicle cranked.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, which I've been accused of being, the vehicle cranked, and they said I was a crank also.
Right.
So anyway, if anyone would like to chat with me, my number is 414-0096. And I'd welcome anybody who would like to share a story with me or whatever the case may be.
All right. Well, thank you so much for calling in, Henry, and you take
We
care.
hope to
Call
talk
back
to you
anytime.
tomorrow.
Hope so.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Take care, Henry.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. All right, Henry Fulcher checking in. Phone lines are open now if you'd like to take part in the Call Flow radio show, 434-394-0924. I now open it up to the Peanut Gallery. I've got, do you want to do the introductions?
John, are you included in the Peanut Gallery or no? Are you?
I'm Mr. Peanut.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll let you go ahead and do the, you haven't said much.
Okay. Well, hello. My name is Noah Sarge, and yeah.
Present and accounted for.
Yes,
I'm here. I am here.
Good.
I am here.
Okay, and we also have Sean, the intern,
Sean might
which
wanna
I just referred
introduce
to
him
as the intern.
as the intern.
Yeah,
Okay.
the intern.
The
one
intern is within the corridors.
Yeah. Exactly.
So we have the janitor, the
Yeah.
intern,
Yeah.
and
Then who would you be, John? Who are you?
head heck catcher.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Thought
So-
it was Mr. Peanut.
Yeah. Yes. All right. So,
Yeah.
do you want to do the mandatory?
How's
question?
everybody's weekend?
Oh, yeah,
How's your weekend? I'll start with Sean because I know John doesn't want to get into it too much.
Not really.
Weekend went pretty well. My father kind of had a relaxed weekend, which is pretty good for Father's Day and such. For the first time, I got to try this one place called Longhorn Steakhouse.
Yeah.
Ah,
familiar.
It's amazing. Like usually, like ever since I was a kid, I do like Outback Steakhouse, and then they kind of changed some stuff around. Like the mac and cheese were no longer the big logs; they were like these twisty noodles, and the steak started having like this seasoning, and they started cooking
Sure.
it different and everything, so it didn't taste as well. And then I tried Texas Roadhouse, where I just order the same thing, and the steak was significantly better, but the bread not so much. And then recently I tried Longhorn, and then when it came to the steak, it's like the best of two worlds.
Wow. John, have you ever been to Longhorn?
This steak still has marks where the jockey was hitting it.
Oh,
No, I've been. Yes, it's good.
yeah. Do you enjoy that place?
Yes.
Okay.
How about you, Noah? Have you ever partaken
No.
in some Longhorn
No, I've never been.
steak? Because you're a big
never-
vegetarian, right?
Never had the desire to go to
You
Longhorn.
just like to jump out in front of a lawn and start chewing away.
Did I say lawn?
Lawn.
Yeah, yeah.
L-A-W-N.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Well, when you said, I heard you say
Lawn.
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 I heard you
Grass,
say lawn.
you
Yeah,
know.
I heard you say lawn.
Yeah.
But for some reason, when you said that, I was like, did I say Longhorn Steakhouse? Or-
You may have.
No, I don't think I did.
That's the vegetarian place you go to.
Yeah,
Longhorn
Longhorn.
Steakhouse.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Very good.
Yeah.
You guys ever see that? Have you ever seen Napoleon Dynamite?
I have not. No, I
Yeah.
haven't.
I have seen Napoleon Dynamite.
There's a scene where the uncle throws a steak, like he takes it off of his nephew's plate and then throws it at his other nephew while he's like on the bike and everything. It just randomly comes up out of nowhere.
Yeah. Uncle Rico or something?
Yeah, Uncle Rico.
We now will take our second caller of the day.
All right.
Good morning. You're on the Call Flow Radio Show.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing, sir?
Hey, was Sean doing the weather forecast on Saturday at the beginning of the hour?
I believe so.
Okay,
Why do you ask?
because I normally, John, it's you that does it, but
You're right.
it was somebody different.
It was someone different this time, yes.
And speaking of you, you have a new show that you do on Saturday mornings now.
Yes. What do you think of it?
I did not listen to it, but
Oh.
I heard the commercial during the beach show,
Oh, you heard the promo for it. Ah. Okay.
and I think I'm going to listen to it because it's similar to the lunch break show, which I like.
Yes, it is similar to that. Yes. It's just
What's the
long.
reason you started that?
It's been what, 3-4 weeks? I don't know. I did it as a tester run and sort of. I didn't want to promote it too heavily until I got it put together, slowly but surely. Way back, wonderful weekend. What I'm calling it
Yeah.
right now until I come up with a better name.
I mean, that's a good name.
Oh, good.
You know.
Thanks.
What is it again?
Way back, wonderful weekend.
I thought it's the wonderful way back weekend.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. I keep changing it up.
Okay, I could tell.
Wonderful way back weekend. Wah, wah, wah.
Oh, that's a really
Longhorn
interesting name.
Steakhouse for you.
Mm-hmm.
What was that, sir?
That would be an interesting name. Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, well, then I might get sued by Wawa, the gas station or something like that.
Waffle Low.
Waffle Woe. But yeah, but you're right. It's a lot like lunch break. It's just 3 hours as opposed to just one.
You played Surfing Bird on lunch break last week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why not? It falls in the category. Do you like that song, or you just think it's funny, or?
Yeah, I mean, I like it sometimes.
You
I
like
wouldn't
it
want to listen
sometimes.
to it on repeat.
Right, yeah. Mama. Yeah, that's. You take it in small doses.
Yeah. I've always wondered, do you think that guy that sings that talks like that? I sure hope not.
I don't know. I don't know. He may. I don't know. I don't even know if the gentleman is still with us. I don't know who sang that song, actually. I'd have to do some research on that.
It's a one-hit wonder. They're called the Trashmen.
Yes, you're right. But I do not know the members of the Trashmen, unfortunately.
I don't either.
Never bothered to
They only
look it
had
up.
that one song.
One-hit wonders never cease. You still get them to this day. They may
I
keep
like
putting
that
out
song
stuff.
by Ambrosia. that you played before Call Flow.
Did you say something about Ambrosia?
Yeah, that last song before Call Flow, Biggest Part of Me. I love that song.
You love that song?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good laid back type song.
Do you like it, son?
It's okay. Yeah, I don't mind. Unlike Noah, I don't mind stuff that people know and actually listen to. I don't mind that stuff at all.
I didn't know you liked Britney Spears.
Oh,
So you
Britney
played
Spears,
on
yeah.
this
Oh, yeah. Who doesn't love Britney Spears? You should see the wincing on Noah's face as I say that. No, you're supposed to play music that different people like, not just what you like. I know that's a weird concept in this day and age for some reason, but you're supposed to throw a wide net to various
Attract the
people
most
and what they
people.
like. Yes.
Yeah.
Not just play
Well, yesterday-
solely what I like and that's it.
Yesterday was an interesting day.
Why's that?
So I took my dad to the Richmond Flying Squirrels baseball game.
Oh, and they mentioned that on the news. Did you do the throw pitch with your dad and all that?
No.
Was that just for little kids?
Yes, that was
No.
for little kids.
Okay.
But somebody in the front row had too much to drink and got kicked out.
Uh-oh.
And we all cheered when they were leaving.
Were they, what were they doing exactly to get thrown out?
Yelling things that you weren't supposed to be saying.
Mm-hmm. At the game itself or at someone else in the
Yes.
stands? Oh, okay. So bad calls or something like that? They would yell at the ref or something like that? Or the umpire?
Everything. I think he
Everything.
was yelling stuff at people around him, too.
Ah.
It sounds like John Staten at work.
That's why Noah was late coming in this morning.
Oh, that was Noah?
Yeah, it was Noah, yeah.
Yeah, I was there.
He's the one wearing a baseball cap. He obviously was there. Flying
The
squirrels
interesting
hat.
thing yesterday, John, that you would have liked,
What's that?
they really were having fun with the sound effects yesterday.
What, at the ball game?
Yes.
When would
Every
they fire
time
the
the other
officer?
team struck out,
Ah.
they would play the Austin Powers. Yeah, baby.
Interesting. I didn't know you could do stuff like that. I mean, I knew they would play
Yeah.
like little music pieces here and there when certain people would come up to pitch or things like that. So somebody would strike out and they would play the Austin Powers music.
Yeah, and different stuff like that.
Different stuff like that.
I
Huh,
can't
interesting.
think of some of the other ones.
Or you said they would play the sound effect, yeah, baby.
Yeah.
He'd strike out, yeah, baby. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, they did that. But then the end of the game was also interesting.
What's that?
Well, I left at the seventh inning stretch.
Mm-hmm.
I sang Take Me Out to the Ball Game, and then I stretched my way right out of the stadium.
What was that again? I missed it.
After singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game, I stretched my way out of the stadium.
Ah.
But they had extra innings, and then it started raining. So they
Yeah.
had to stop the game like a real bad.
Yeah, it stormed real bad, I understand, Richmond way. Well,
But
we got it in
because of
Lynchburg.
that,
Yeah.
oh, what
Go
happened
ahead.
in Lynchburg?
Well, it took Dad out to eat at the Red Lobster out in Lynchburg. It was raining on our way up there pretty good. And from what I understand, it stormed, like you're telling us now, it stormed pretty bad in Richmond from what I understand.
Yeah. But then,
What's that?
because they stopped it,
Yeah.
they ended the game in a tie because the other team is from upstate New York, and they had to travel home
Yeah.
last night, which they never end in a tie in baseball. They'll play 18 innings if they have to.
Oh, not big on ending in
But
a
because
tie,
it-
huh?
No, but because of rain, they couldn't do that. So for the second time in history, they ended in a tie.
Okay.
Which
Wasn't
I
aware of
would
that.
take it. I mean, we're having a horrible year, and the other team is real fast and doing so. I'll take a tie.
Now, are the Squirrels going somewhere else to play as far as a stadium? Are they building a new one, or what's going on? I didn't.
Yes, they're building a new one.
Okay, are they knocking down the one that's there now and building it there, or are they?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, they're knocking it down.
because that used to
Have
be
you ever been
Richmond
to a
Braves Stadium back in the day.
Yeah. Have you been to a game?
Not in a long time. It's been a while since I've been to a ball game, but I do remember that was Richmond Braves, and I remember when that was that stadium had a different name before that. It was
Parker Field.
Parker Field. That's it. And that's going
Hadn't
way
called
back.
that in forever.
I was a little kid when it was called Parker Field.
Now, Saturday night, they called themselves the Richmond Virginians, like back in the 60s.
Okay. So you spent your time with your dad at the ball game. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you have anything
Yeah,
else
it's
you
fun.
wanted to report?
Not really.
Not really. All right.
So you went to Lynchburg for Father's Day.
What? Yeah, we went to Lynchburg, Red Lobster. The one in Charlottesville no longer exists, and so we went to Lynchburg because that's a little bit closer than Richmond, obviously. Not by a
Does he
whole lot.
like Red Lobster?
I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't really eat seafood, so I don't. Well, I'll just tell the truth. I don't eat seafood at all. So I usually get the chicken linguine alfredo.
Well, if Charlottesville's closer, so your dad had to drive all the way to Richmond every week to work.
I'm sorry.
So your dad had to drive all the way to Richmond to work.
Oh, yeah, when he worked at Q94, yeah, and he was doing part time, yeah, he'd drive to Richmond. Yep.
They
well,
might have sponsored the Braves games at one time.
They may have. I don't remember for sure, but yeah, no. Back in the day, you didn't think anything of driving all the way to Richmond. I mean, living in Dillon, you're about an hour from anywhere that's worth going to.
Then you get the job at the station in Dearborn that's like 5 minutes away from your home.
I didn't catch that. What did you say?
Then you work at the station in Dearborn that's like 5 minutes away.
Oh, I missed that. I miss working there because there was like hardly any distance at all. Only problem with that was if something was wrong, I was always expected to be the first one there to fix it.
Well, that's like Noah now. He has to be the first
Well,
one.
Noah's getting further out. Noah, and tell us, you're being kind of quiet.
Oh no, I was letting you guys have a conversation. You know, you guys were talking. Jan,
Now I remember why he was quiet. No, go.
what's the question, John?
You're venturing out.
Oh yeah, I'm
further.
moving to Richmond. Yeah,
yes,
I'm also moving.
So Noah's going to be trekking here to work. He's not going to be just as close as he was.
Exactly. So John's gonna have to pick up after.
Which I was doing anyway before he came. Even though technically I'm about a half hour from here. You still there, sir?
So, yeah. Noah
Okay.
got kicked out of the game yesterday, you said.
What about the kids? What?
Noah's the one that got kicked out of the game.
Oh yeah, Noah did get kicked out of the game, and now he's here to tell us about it.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to get kicked out, but you know, I guess all things
You got
happen for a
sauced
reason.
because you did not spend
Yeah.
Father's Day with your father.
I did. I mean, I called him, and there you go. That deserves a clap. That deserves a
He
clap.
told him to bail him out after
What?
he got kicked out.
Yeah.
Hey, pops, I need somebody to bail me out. I don't
want to go. I don't want to go. I don't want to go.
All right. Okay. That's great, John. That's
You're
great. Yeah.
Well, thank you for calling in,
That's what he was
sir.
doing on the way out.
What's that?
That's what he was doing on the way out yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
it was
that the
echoing.
one, they missed a prime opportunity with the sound effects. As the guy was leaving, they should have played na 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 na.
Nah. Yeah, Steam.
Yeah.
Hey, goodbye. Yeah. That's always a good song to play. That's usually what they play when the team loses or something like that, right?
I wish the Dallas Cowboys would hear it more.
You wish the Dallas Cowboys would do that?
Would hear it more.
Maybe they'll do that when Jerry Jones finally no longer owns the team. They can play that for him or something like that. But that'll never happen. Well,
Are
thank
you
you.
switching to become a Commanders fan anytime soon?
No, well, no, that's not going to happen.
Yeah. But you have one more year to go to a baseball game at the Diamond before it gets torn down.
Okay, so it's so another year of the Diamond, and they're going to finally tear it down. Okay.
Wow.
This is the last year, and then they start the new one.
They need to tear down the Richmond Coliseum too, from what I understand. I think that's been.
I think they already did.
Oh, they already have. Okay. I knew they were thinking of doing it or wanting to.
That's cool that you've been to the Diamond before.
I have, but it's been a long time ago. Well, we need to do some bottom of the hour stuff, so we need to take care of that.
Bottom of the hour jazz.
Yeah, Jeff. So thank you for calling in. Call back tomorrow. Call back anytime, all right?
Yeah, make sure Noah behaves himself and doesn't get kicked out anywhere.
I'll try not to.
All right. Well, you take care. Have a good one.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye. All right. The man that listens, nothing gets past him. Potato.
Yeah.
He knows what's happening.
He heard about your new show. He didn't listen in, though. It was like,
We didn't know to listen in. He heard the promo
promo.
for it. That's why the promo got created.
Yeah.
To kind of spread
Does the
word.
promo not say what time it goes on? From when to when?
No, it doesn't.
That's
You have to look for it for yourself.
it's unique.
No. I think I say what it is.
Mhm.
I don't put it in a bunch of times like you do with the Farmville Spotlight that plays every 5 seconds. But other than that,
You had a lot of hostility in you, John.
No,
You had a
not
little-
today.
Little pent up anger.
no, me?
No,
Not me.
not you.
So let's do some weather. Do
All right.
Do you want to read the weather?
No, I insist you should do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say you could do the weather, and then you could pass the birthdays and anniversaries to Sean. and-
Would you want? Is that what you want me to do? I don't know.
Sure.
Okay, Sean.
Sure.
All right.
So let's get it going here. Oh, I got to play some things first. Yeah. Don't worry, no, it's going to be all right. So I'm going to move this stuff here so we can. All right, here we go. This edition of the weather brought to you by the Bank of Charlotte County.
Hello, I'm Stuart Wilborn, manager of the Bank of Charlotte County Loan Office in downtown Farmville. I invite you to call or come by and see me about your loan needs. Whether it's time to purchase investment property, build your dream house, expand your business, or purchase timberland or farmland, you will find old school personal assistance with attention to detail. Stop by our office at 216 North Main Street or call us at 391-1136. The Bank of Charlotte County, giving you more for your banking needs. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
So are you reading the weather? No, you're not. Okay. Are you just passing along your duties? Okay, I got you. All right, for today, 40% chance of showers, thunderstorms with a high near 78. I was kind of hoping you were going to do this. Northeast wind around 6 miles per hour. Then tonight, it's a 50% chance of showers, thunderstorms, a low around 68 with a light east wind. And then rainfall amounts less than 1/10 of an inch. Tuesday, it's a 60% chance of showers, thunderstorms, a high near 87 with a calm wind becoming southwest around 6 miles per hour in the afternoon with rainfall amounts less than 1/10 of an inch. Tuesday night, it's a 60% chance of showers, thunderstorms with a low around 72, a southwest wind around 6 miles per hour. Rainfall amounts between 1/10 and 1/4 of an inch. And then Wednesday, 20% chance of showers, thunderstorms, a high near 91, southwest wind 7 to 9 miles per hour, and mostly clear Wednesday night with a low around 72. Right now in Farmville, we've got, take a gander here, humidity at 100%, winds are north 5 miles per hour, barometer 30.02. Still got areas of fog and mist according to this one, and this one says cloudy, so I guess it's about the same. And 69 on this one, and we'll go with that. 69 here at WFLO AM 870, the Bank of Charlotte County with branch locations in Phoenix, Charlotte Courthouse, Brookneal, and their loan office in downtown Farmville. The birthday calendar is brought to you by Terry Atkins Wilson, PC. The law office of Terry Atkins Wilson, PC is located at 117 North Main Street in downtown Farmville. With deep roots in Farmville and our surrounding communities, Terry and her legal staff specialize in real estate law, wills and trusts, and business formations. Experience and professionalism are extended to every customer in every case. The needs and concerns of every customer are their primary focus. If you have legal needs, contact the law office of Terry Atkins Wilson, PC, for a consultation at 434-392-1422. And with those birthdays, possible anniversaries, it will not be Noah Massage. It will be our intern, Sean Winder. Sean, take it away.
All right, so for June 16th, we have Joanne Jones, Debbie Nethery, Harper Leigh Owen, April Hayes, and Sam Scott.
And that's it?
That is it for the 16th.
Oh, you might want to double check.
All right.
Because it is it. Because we're famous for tucking papers away with write-ins, if you want to call them that, and not necessarily on the calendar. All right, well, thank you, Sean, so much. For the right legal advice, visit Terry Atkins Wilson, PC, Main Street in Farmville. And to get those birthdays on, send them to, or anniversaries, birthdays at WFLO.net, or you can call us now. Phone lines are open. If you'd like to be a part of the show, 434-394-0924, and we welcome back Noah Massage, who is on a coffee run.
I was on a coffee. I just got some fresh coffee, John. That's
Freshly
right.
brewed.
Yeah, freshly brewed coffee.
Coffee.
Yeah, that's right. Sean, thanks again. That was great. Excellent reading of the birthdays, man.
I've just given you an A in breathing.
That was
Hoping I
for
got
you,
all the
Sean.
names right.
Yeah, so wow. John, sounds like you had a very productive weekend, you know?
Yeah.
So you went to Red Lobster. And,
Red Lobster.
With your father.
Fada.
Yeah. Is that right, Jen? Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Very nice.
And you did absolutely nothing.
You know, I will defend the phone call
Okay.
till I die. I think the phone call, I mean, think about this, John. You know, it was kind of raining out. It was like kind of nasty weather. A phone call can be more personable than a drop in and a say hello. You know, a phone call for Father's Day, right? Am I right?
I don't know. Are you Ringo Starr? You're beating on the desk there.
All right.
3
Okay.
presses of a button or a 30-minute plus drive to Dad's house.
Yeah, I mean, I think the phone call means more. You know, you get more done. Yeah. Do you guys disagree? You think? All
Why don't you get a toupee with some brains in it?
right. Yeah.
So when you called that up, you said what to him?
All right.
Okay.
Is that what you said to your dad? Dear old dad?
Yeah. It's weird that you have that on recording.
Yeah.
I think the phone call is justified if you're not living in the state.
So you think what I did was unjustified, Sean?
Oh, it's a hot take.
Somewhat.
You really want to go there? You really want to go there? This is gonna be like the
somewhat.
WWE, John. This is
Easy,
gonna be like
easy, kids. I mean, come on.
Sunday.
I'm gonna rip your head off, brother.
Yeah,
For
there you go.
example,
All
I
right.
got my aunt who lives in Las Vegas.
Sure.
She's allowed to
Yeah.
make a phone call because
Wow.
it's like $500 to
But
travel
me
over
being
here.
30 minutes away, I should not have the excuse of making a phone call. I should just drive to my father's house.
Hey, you got a car.
I think my dad sees enough of me, Sean. To be honest, I don't know about your dad, but my dad is he does not need to see my face around his home.
I mean, my dad doesn't always like my
Yeah.
antics either, but he'd
Yeah,
be
exactly.
angry if I didn't show up to his house for Father's Day.
Interesting.
It was that glorious day in Noah's life when his dad first told him,
Shut up.
yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly how he said it too. You know, it's incredible. Yeah. I don't know. Same for Mother's Day. Same for anything. I think a phone call. I'm not even kidding. I wish I was joking.
Wow, you do your mom like that too?
No, well, the thing is, like, if I can go over, or like, if I feel like I should go over there and say hi, then I will. But like, for the most part, even a birthday, a Mother's Day, a Father's Day, an event like that, Christmas, you can do all this over the phone. There's no reason to go in person anywhere anymore. Come on. I don't know about you guys, but during COVID, I learned a lot. Okay,
You really embraced that COVID.
I did,
Yeah, I
John.
bet you did.
That you can. I had last Thanksgiving over the telephone, John, with like 3 of my cousins.
Wow.
It's true. Yeah. So there you go.
Okay.
Bring back the phone calls, and the phone calls should not be shamed, John.
No sense in that mess, man.
All right.
This
You know-
sounds like the pandemic special of South Park.
It could be, I don't know. But this is how I feel. I feel like a lot of things can be done over the phone. And, like, trust me, there's no reason for, I mean, it just depends on the situation, obviously, but, like, I think a phone call can be good, if not better than a in-person drop-in. John, back to you. That's all I got to say about that.
With mothers, I feel like they'll take what they can get because they're usually the easier ones. But when it comes to the dads and everything, you give them a phone call.
The phone
I
call
feel like
for-
a lot of them are thinking, "Well, he's got time to call me. Does he have time to just come over here?"
So, is this fun or what?
Yeah. All right. So, John, you went to Red Lobster even though you don't eat fish or shellfish, and
No.
you had the chicken linguine like a person.
Turf.
Wow.
Wow, you were really pounding the counter.
Yeah, I'm
today.
feeling, I get that Winston Churchill energy today. I just want to pound things,
I did not have
Or-
relations
yeah.
with that woman.
Yeah.
That's Lewinsky.
Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
It was a great one.
I remember that pounding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like literally a day later, he was like, okay,
next
I may
week,
have. Yeah.
I may have.
Yeah.
I've been notified that I may possibly have.
Yeah.
I
So-
had to have someone tell me that I had.
So Red Lobster, you got the chicken pasta. Mm-hmm. What else happened, John? That's it. What did you talk about with your father? That's what we really want to know. What kind of details?
Episodes of Wild Wild West
Wow.
and other movies and TV shows and
That's it.
that's it.
Your father, I don't know if we talked about this on the air, but did we talk about when your father came by the station?
Yeah, he had to bring his town into car to get his AC fixed, which did not get fixed.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Those monumental, though, Shotgun John in the WFLO Francis E. Wood studio. That was a pretty special thing that happened.
I kept asking if he wanted to get on
Yeah.
the air, but he didn't.
He didn't.
He didn't want to.
Wow.
So I wasn't gonna force the issue.
Well, how long has he been off the air for? How long has he not
Actually
been
done
a
an
DJ?
air
Yeah.
shift. A few years. Well, probably more than a few years.
Maybe he's waiting for it to be like a really long time, and then that's when he finally comes back, and he's like,
Maybe so.
yeah, I don't know. It's incredible though. So Red Lobster, you got the chicken linguine,
Yes, Alfredo.
yeah,
Yeah.
chicken Alfredo. There you go.
Alfredo. Yeah.
And what else?
That was it. That was enough.
And you talked about television.
Well, we didn't talk about it there,
Yeah.
but earlier in the day we did.
What do you talk to your father about, John, at dinner? I want to.
This
I wanna
guy
know.
that talks like this on the air, we talk about him a lot.
Yeah, and then what else, John?
No, that's about it.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Let's wonder. Oh, okay.
Just talk about stuff
Nasally people.
and
Yeah.
nasally. Yeah.
Well, what other kind of deep topics do you talk about, John? You gotta
That's
have
it.
some deep topics to talk about.
I've mentioned it. We
Yeah.
talk about old TV shows and movies and
Yeah.
whatnot. That's it.
Wow. Sean? What
Like-
did you do for Father's Day, Sean? I want to know. You went over, you said hi,
Yeah, I went
you
over to
drove
my
over in person, you saw him face to face.
Yeah, I saw him for the weekend. We kind of did our Father's Day celebration the day before because I was going back to college on Sunday. So that's when we went to the Longhorn Steakhouse and everything, which was again it was absolutely crazy. And
Yeah.
I was shocked at how good that was.
What did you get? What did you all order? What did you order specifically?
Me specifically, I got a 6-ounce sirloin. My dad didn't understand why I didn't get a 8-ounce.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh well, it's bigger and everything. You just take the rest home and eat it. I'm like, no. I'm gonna get the 6-ounce. My partner was split between these two items, and I was kind of split between these two items too. There was a bacon burger that was also there, so that's what she got. My dad, he got a sirloin also, but like one of the bigger ones, and he also got like popcorn shrimp on the side. And I wasn't paying enough attention to know what his significant other and my sister got. So, yeah, when the bill came in, we were we were all surprised at how low it was, and my dad actually started freaking out because he thought that maybe somebody else might have gotten ours because of how much we got, but then it just turned out, oh yeah,
It's just relatively
low.
cheap.
Yeah.
Wow. Incredible. Wow. That's amazing.
Well, get back there and stuff that turkey.
That's what he told the person that was bringing the food out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff.
And since yours was non-eventful, we know that all it consisted of was a phone call.
I made a phone call. Yeah. Yes, sue me.
That's okay.
But don't sue me.
What did y'all talk about?
I never have no dreams at all.
That's what they talked about.
Believe it or not, I talked about my bread baking extravaganza.
You bored your dad with that?
I made bread this weekend, and my father is sort of a baker, sort of a cook.
So that's where
in many regards,
where it comes from, you think?
Both of my family members. It's hard to specify where did it originate from, John. But
They both baked bread?
Yeah, they both baked bread.
I knew it was coming.
Yes, they both baked bread, John.
Break bread.
They both baked bread.
Baked and bread.
Yeah, that's right, John. Yeah,
Gotcha.
exactly. So,
Gotcha.
it was from both sides, if you will, And, so I made a sourdough, no-knead bread. I got it from a New York Times article. Sue me, again, but don't sue me. And, I cooked it in a Dutch oven, John, and it was really good. It was really, really good, actually.
Why the Dutch?
Because, John, it actually cooks the bread, like, amazingly. Okay, yeah, I see you making the face, John.
My dad said this to me.
Yeah.
Give me my cheese whiz, boy.
Yeah, beautiful.
I had to make sure I got it. All right, next caller. Good morning. You're on the Call Flow Radio Show.
What do you say, fellas? What do you know?
Goodness,
What's
oh my
going
goodness.
on?
Paul Barlow.
Steak, it's what's for dinner.
Yeah, that's right. Paul Barlow, I mean this in the best way possible. You sound like you eat steak every night for dinner. like royalty or something. Like you have royalty in your voice.
Royalty.
Only steak and whiskey, my friend.
That's right. Exactly. Yes.
It's cooking sherry is what it actually is.
Yeah, so I heard part of the story about the First Friday fiasco, and I was wondering if you could regale us on what happened
Okay.
at the First Friday.
Lucky for us, we have the two people that were actually physically there.
And you were there too, John, as well.
No, I split pretty quick.
You did split. So,
but go ahead.
I'll just tell you what I experienced and what I saw, and then I'll let Sean take it away. And because I feel like he's going to have a lot more to say. So basically, we set up a booth at it was like around 5:30, 5:45, close to like when it started. We're at the booth. We got our pens out. We got our cups, and we're talking to people, having fun. And all of a sudden, you could just see dark clouds. Dark clouds are rolling in, and you can kind of hear thunder a little bit. And people, were saying, "Oh, it's gonna pass us." That's what everybody kept saying. "Oh, it's gonna pass us." John apparently got a phone call from, I guess, the town of Farmville.
It was CJ that was standing next to me, and he was looking at his phone. And he said, "This thing's going to hit in about 16 minutes."
Yeah.
And I kept looking over at the cloud, going, "It's going to be a lot sooner than that."
Yeah.
And then I am straight on.
And then
out of
you
there.
left. That's
Yes.
when you left us. John abandoned us. John didn't stick with us. He left the crew. John. Yeah, I mean,
At least
it was a terrible thing.
Celebrated Father's Day with my dad.
Exactly. Okay. Okay. And so, anyways, it came in swinging, the storm, and we bunkered down. Our tent broke, because one of the winds knocked it over on its side and bent metal. Three times. It bent a bunch of the metal, and at that point, I was like, Sean, we got to record this. This might be the last, video of us. So I started filming, and then Sean, if you want to take it away, you had some other things you wanted to say.
He was filming. Like at first, we were getting interviews like right before the storm hits, and then we only got like one in. We started on like a second person, and then it started like downpouring, and we just ran off at like the very beginning of the interview. We don't know what happened to whoever it was that we were gonna talk to at that point. So we're under the tent for a while. I'm focused on getting the equipment to the car or wherever we need to get it. And Noah, actually, for about 2 or so minutes, he runs out of the tent going like, all right, I'm going to go check my car so we can like bring the equipment in. Then he comes back under the tent and it starts picking up the camera and everything. Like, all right, make your final statements. You believe in God, Sean? Come on, at least if we die young, we got a story to tell. Everyone will remember us. And I'm sitting there like, oh my God, get me out of here. Especially because over time, the water starts like flooding in under, and then I'm also holding on to like that big metal piece in the middle of the tent, so it doesn't fly off and hit someone's car or like goes through someone's window.
Or you're just making it up as you go along.
And what ended up happening was eventually I just got too scared to the point where I'm like, all right, I'm leaving. You're abandoning me, Sean. I'm going.
Yeah.
And,
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence.
Did you desert Noah?
Look,
a little bit.
Can I say something? I just want to say something. First of all, this story.
Well, his
that
name is Noah. He can fend for himself.
The
right?
story that Sean just told was very over dramatized. I deny 57% of that. And what I will say though is I did go to my car to roll up the windows because they were down all the way.
You left your windows?
I left my windows down all the way,
yeah.
so I had to run to my car and roll them up. And I did bring some stuff with me, but then when I was in my car, I was like, stupid. I was like, how amazing is this storm right now? Like this, we have the opportunity right in front of us to capture something amazing. So I ran back to the tent. And by the way, might I add, it's not like we could have both left and that would have been it. Somebody needed to stay there and hold the tent, or else it would have caused a lot of property damage.
You can afford to be mighty proud of yourself.
So, anyways, so I went back and held down the tents, and yeah, I mean, we got some video, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Hashtag release the extended cut.
Now, there's video footage of this that Paul and other people can go see, right?
Yeah, it's on our YouTube channel.
Okay.
The full video of WFLO. Just look up WFLO, the YouTube channel, and we do have it on there. And it does show Sean looking quite terrified. I will be honest. While I was editing it, I was like, maybe I was a little hard on Sean because he did look quite terrified. No,
ignorant, eh?
No.
Yeah.
No, but
okay, all right. I thought Sean ran and abandoned his post and left you high and dry.
He did. No, he did.
But after he suffered greatly.
I mean, we recorded like 10 minutes worth of footage, and then Sean ended up running through the rain for like, how long did you run for, Sean? Like 30 minutes?
I believe that at a walking pace, it's about 17 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But because I ran most of the way, I guess dial it down to about 13, 14.
So you ran home during the height of the storm, the heart of the storm, right?
Yeah.
When it was downpouring and wind gusts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember like taking a stop under like some of those little roofs that they had in the different like business establishments, like restaurants, clothing stores, things like that.
Sure.
And then I'd like start running again where other people kind of just took shelter at like Press Club and Brew House and such.
It's not a lie if you believe it.
There you go.
So that's about that's about the story. Sorry if it wasn't as interesting as you were hoping.
No, I was just wondering. I mean, instead of staying there helping Noah and running through the storm, I mean, you probably had a better chance of getting hit by lightning running through the streets, though.
That's that's a good point.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Are you part French, Sean?
No. I mean, I looked up my genealogy not too long ago. I found out I'm part British, part German, but there's no French in me.
Oh man. Okay. All right. Just
pardon my
checking,
French,
man. Yeah. All right. All right. Well, that's all I had, boys. I caught the tail end of that tale, and you're telling me that there's video of it.
Yes. And tell them again how he can access that.
Check out our YouTube channel, WFLO. That's where we post all the Call Flow episodes, and you should be able to see it. I think we posted it like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. It's called Farmville Fridays, The Reports, or something like that. So a good video. I think it was like about 5 minutes long. Half of it is Sean looking terrified, and then the other half is me at the end of the storm, because I stayed through the whole storm. There were some people still around and trying to pick up their stuff, and I got interviews with those people with photographs to go along with that.
It's a show about nothing. The Call Flow Show.
There you go.
Good chunk of people just wanted to go to the beer truck.
Well, thank you, Paul, for calling in. And did you do anything? I got to do the Noah thing. What did you do this weekend?
I wish I could do my Noah's life by you.
Well, I'm a father, and yes, I did call my father, but he's in Florida, so
Okay.
yeah. So, that's about it. Just chill down, drink a bunch of beer. You know how it goes.
All right, well, cool.
Okay. All right, boys. Well, I'm punching out.
All right, thanks for calling up.
Calling in.
Call back.
Okay. All right.
All right. Bye. All right, Mr. Paul Barlow, Mr. Low to the. He's like our Sam Elliott. Yeah.
You know, I did also have that thought of like, man, Sean running through the streets, he's gonna actually get hits.
Well, I mean,
But I'm glad you didn't.
13 minutes of running or standing about an hour and a half in
Yeah.
the tent and everything.
Yeah.
That was kind of like my thought.
Yeah,
process
sure.
with the whole thing, especially if I'm like holding on the metal.
You
and
just
I'm,
wanted to
like,
be
in the
gone.
puddles.
You wanted to be home as soon as possible.
Yeah, I just wanted to get out of it as soon as possible.
And John didn't even stick around to be in it, technically.
No,
right?
no, I didn't.
And I probably got hit with like 2 minutes of it getting into his house from his car. And then,
Well, I bailed.
Yeah, you left. You went to.
I went.
Holy Christmas.
And I got out of there.
Did you go home? Where did you go? After?
It was Friday, right? I went to go visit my nephew.
Ooh, nice.
That was the other reason why I wasn't going to be able to stay but so long. I had to
Mm-hmm.
go see him. And do you think Paul sounds like John Wayne?
Don't say it's a fine morning or I'll shoot you.
Or do you think he's lower than John Wayne?
It's definitely lower.
Little
than John
lower.
Wayne.
Okay.
Phew, that's where that horrible odor comes from.
Yeah, maybe so.
You talk too much.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. These are all geared
Roadhouse.
towards you. So, with the
Thanks.
last few remaining minutes, is there anything we haven't discussed that you would like to bring up?
That I would like to bring up.
Yes.
Wow, John, you're really throwing that ball into my court.
You're usually very talkative.
Well, yeah, John, I mean, I am right now. I
Otherwise,
think.
we'll talk about How to Train Your Dragon soars in box office and with its debut of $83.7 million, beating out Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and say this for the
Okay.
record. I think I'm looking forward to the next First Friday, the one in July. I think it should be
Might want to check the weather on that.
a lot more dry. Hopefully sunny. And Sean, you're gonna be at that one.
Yeah, not after you said
Yeah.
I don't think so after that.
I'm definitely gonna look at the weather first.
Sure,
but,
yeah.
But if it's looking clear, then
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Yeah.
He'll look at the weather and go, and not go.
Do you have a fear of lightning, Sean? And
Most people do.
like a phobia almost, like like you're really you can't.
I'm not gonna say fear of lightning itself. I do have a fear of like standing kind of like
Yeah.
in the middle of something where
storm,
you kind of feel like you're stuck there
Yeah.
while everything's happening. If I'm in my car and it's lightning, I might sit there and be a little uneasy, go like, oh, what if I get struck? But then I also sit there going like,
I'm
oh,
in a
my
car.
tires are
Yeah.
rubber, and that'll happen. When I'm in my house, I get a little scared more so because trees can kind of like fall on the house or tree limbs can fall on the house because. I did have a tree limb fall on my car like 5 minutes after I left it at one point, and it was storming that day too. So I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, my
Did
gosh,
you know somebody growing up that got like struck by lightning?
no, but I know of a lot of instances with like the trees. That plus the fact that like your power can go out, and then there's nothing but like the lightning, and then like the thunder and everything else, and storming and such, and like you don't know what's coming. So like that's what like a lot of the fear comes from, just a lot of the uneasiness with like
Yeah.
everything else that comes with it. Not
Yeah.
getting struck with it specifically, but there is like, for example,
Something out there. Yeah.
yeah, like in the Farmville Friday situation, it was the fact that there was water all over the place. So if it struck anywhere on
Yeah.
the water, it could have traveled.
Yeah.
And then because I was holding on to like that big
Metal,
piece of
you would
metal,
have been
I
fried
said-
chicken. I understand.
Yeah.
John, do you have a fear of lightning before we go? Be
I'll
honest.
be on my way then.
No.
You don't?
No.
Excuse me.
That's no one
Excuse me.
saying goodbye. It's time to go.